Hello, it's Bryan here from thegreatgordino.com, and this video I've called Depression, Rainbows and Sequins. Now, you might be thinking of the word go, what is that idiot talking about? What have rainbows and sequins got to do with depression? Well, something I say a lot is that life isn't always rainbows and sequins, but when it is, you've got to soak those suckers up. And one of the reasons I came up with that phrase is because I've had depression. And I'm not just talking about being a bit sad or being a bit unhappy. I'm talking about full-blown clinical depression. About 1997 it started for me, and it took me a long time to get over it, and I'm talking about years. I've had some relapses since, and I can say in all honesty, it affects me to this day, almost 20 years later. So, depression, rainbows and sequins. Life isn't always rainbows and sequins. Sometimes you've got to soak those suckers up. But when depression is really bad, the storm clouds come in, it's dark all around you, it's grey all around you. You can't see any rainbows because the clouds are too thick, the storm is too heavy. You can't see any rainbows, there aren't any rainbows to see, and you don't want to look for them. The sequins in life, the shiny, glittery, happy, sparkly things, when you've got depression, no. They don't help you at all. No matter how much you might have a passion for those things in the past, when you're in the midst of bad depression, they don't help you. You don't want them to help you. The sequins have all got dull. They've all got bent. There's no light to reflect off the sequins. And to borrow a phrase from Neil Diamond and Don Black, the sequins just lie on the floor in the sand until we sweep them away. Now, I'm not being glib when I get all poetic like that. It's a very serious issue. It's a very dangerous place to be, because a lot of people, when they're in that position, will get the help they need and come out of the other side, which is what happened to me. A lot of people don't get the help they need and they take their own lives. It's a very dangerous place to be. So I'm not being glib when I get poetic. I'm doing it to put out a message that helped me and can help other people. And the message is that when you've got depression, and you've got bad depression, life isn't rainbows and sequins. And when you're in that real stage, I'm not saying soak it up when it is. Because to say that with someone with depression is basically to say, oh, don't think like that, think about the positive, think about the good things. Now that doesn't help, actually. Because when you've got it, that doesn't help, because when you think about those things, you don't want to think about those things, because thinking about the good things makes you realise how bad, how horrendous, how disastrous you feel now, and that you should be changing it, because you can't cope with the way it feels now. So it's up to you to change the way you think, to make things better by focusing on the good. And then you get to this overwhelm in the brain. Why can't I think myself out of it? No. In one of my other videos, I talk about depression and the power of the nothing thought. So the point of this video with the rainbows and sequins is that when you've got bad depression, and life isn't rainbows and sequins, and couldn't be further away from rainbows and sequins, you couldn't even be bothered to think about rainbows and sequins. Don't think about the rainbows and sequins. Just accept where you are. Accept that you've got depression. Find out about depression, how it affects people. Find out how other people have got out of depression. Now that needs professional help. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a thought professional. This is just anecdotal, personal anecdotes from me and what helped me. So I put it out there because it can help other people. Seek professional help. That could be talk therapy. It could be chemical medicinal therapy. It could be a combination of both, and that's what worked for me. So when you've got depression, life isn't always rainbows and sequins. If you've enjoyed that content, let me know. Leave a comment below wherever you happen to be seeing this video. Feel free to come over and see me at the blog, thegreatgordino.com, and on social media. Facebook is my social media of choice, facebook.com/thegreatgordino. And if you think this is a message that will help other people, share it around. I was going to say tag someone in the video, but I'm not a big fan of people tagging me. You don't have to tag people. Just send it to them. Send them a message saying, look, here's this video from an idiot standing on a completely white background. I don't know what he's doing. And by the way, I'm doing that because it's the message I'm trying to give out here. I don't want to be distracted. And also sometimes when you've got depression, you can feel totally numb, like there's nothing going on. You can feel like you're lost and you don't know where you are, that it's some kind of dream turned into a nightmare. But there's power in the nothing thought. There's power in focusing on one thing at a time. So that's why I do it. Share the video around. Let me know what you think. It's Gordon Bryan signing off, and I look forward to speaking to you again soon.